Can I be honest? We need to calm the fuck down when it comes to a WWE title, a belt, the strap, whatever. UFC uses the same exact title belt, and they just got sold for $4 billion. Because when you see a champion, is it about the belt or is it about the fact that they are the best? I think as hardcore fans, we've gotten a little too obsessed because we've had some great fucking championship belts. The Brahma Bull belt, big gold. When the NWO came in and spray painted that bitch. There's been a lot of great titles, belts, or championships in professional wrestling. That's kind of what sets everybody apart. Currently in the WWE, we have a WWE World Heavyweight Champion because those titles were unified. Big gold went bye-bye. John Cena couldn't get that elusive number 16 unless you count this one. You had the U.S. Championship, the Intercontinental Championship, the Divas Championship, which turned into the Women's Championship, which a lot of people complained, why does the championship look the same? WWE is just being lazy, right? They're not creating a new title. They're not making something interesting. I mean, goddamn, look at the pennies they gave us for tag team titles 7 years ago. They gave up. Did they, though? Because here's the thing. As a hardcore fucking fan, I would love a kick-ass belt. But to a casual fan, and listen, hardcore fans, if you're out there watching, I know we want the Dolph Zigglers to be the superstars. I know we want what the IWC wants for the most part. But if the casual fan, that's not them. It just isn't. I talked to a friend that hasn't watched wrestling in forever, and for some fucking reason, her and her brother fucking love Roman Reigns. And he couldn't tell me, yo, why do people hate fucking Roman Reigns? What I like him, he looks good, I like his matches, why do people fucking hate him? And then I have to try to explain the IW bullshit about him being shoved down our throats, and they're like, I don't give a shit. He's champion, right? He's the best. And that's what having the title should be about. I don't give a shit what the title looks like. I want that person to be the champion. Sure, I would love somebody to have big gold. I love the big gold belt. I love the Brahma Bull belt. I love Stone Cold's version of the belt. There's a lot of great championship belts in history. But now in 2016, when you want to be recognized, when you send a title out, when you send that championship belt after a team wins the Super Bowl or a team wins the World Series, and WWE's been doing this, when you send that out, you want to know that belt is WWE. What's bigger, WWE, than a big W? Now sure, an intricate title design would probably be a lot cooler for us hardcore fans. But to a casual person just watching, just sitting along the roadside, I see that guy has a blue belt. All right, well, I know Raw has 2 shows. He must be the big guy. I'm seeing the designs that were thrown out for the Universal Championship, and it's like the same belt, but it's red. And then some people have said that Dean Ambrose's belt will be given a blue tint. My question to you is, why the fuck shouldn't it? If you want to make the shows separate and different, okay, I could kind of see that. You give this guy this belt, this guy that belt. But then, if you're a casual fan and you're watching and you tune in, right? Say they ever do a pay-per-view where they come together, why does this guy's belt look any different than this guy? Is he better? Is this show better than that show? Should I believe in one show anymore? No. I'll be the first one to say, and I never thought I would fucking say this in my life, when it comes to the brand split, I think a blue belt and a red belt is the right way to go. But there's different ways to do this. You can do a red belt that doesn't have to have a red strap behind the W. And the accents, it could be red. The WWE title, which is on the computer behind me, just has the blue and the accents. It's not just change a color like the WWE Women's Championship, which is white. But there's nothing wrong or fucking lazy about having a singular title design. I mean, UFC did it. Do you hear UFC people bitching? Oh, the fucking belt looks the same. Oh, they're lazy. They're one of the biggest companies in the world. They sell more pay-per-views than WWE has. And let's be honest here. If I'm keeping it real, if I'm keeping it 100% real, I prefer everybody having a singular belt. It doesn't matter if you're a woman. It doesn't matter if you're a man. It doesn't matter if you're 260 pounds or you're 170. If you're a champion in that division, you are a champion. Having a little bit of a design difference doesn't change that. That doesn't make you a better champion. I think we're getting too caught up in the fact that belts or championships are this huge thing. I care more about the person that is champion. The belt around their waist is nice, and in the past and in history, that belt has meant something. The strap, the championship, whatever you want to call it, has meant something. But then the UFC comes along, and you just know the discussion isn't about the title belt. The discussion is he is the champion because he is the best fighter in the world. That's what wrestling needs to be. So I may get hate for this. Some people may agree with me. Some people may disagree with me. I think just throwing the strap colors red or the strap colors blue, that wouldn't be the right way to go. I think having a singular title design, I wouldn't be mad, and don't get mad at me, if the Intercontinental Championship was the same belt but just smaller. I'm just saying. Maybe. The two big championships, though, I have no problem being red or blue. Or the same title with a little difference. I'm just saying. As much as I want a Universal Championship to come out that absolutely blows my socks off, it's not going to wreck my day. If the title that everybody's saying is just being fucking lazy turns out to be the actual belt. Because at the end of the day, are you watching to see that belt? Or are you watching to see the person carrying it? And if your answer is the title is more important than the person carrying the belt, maybe it's time you just watch something else. Because the priority should be about the show, not the strap. Those are just my thoughts, guys. Hey, listen, I know some people are really tied up in some of those old belts. Man, I used to love the hardcore belt as a kid. It looked shitty. I loved growing up. And then when the spinner belt came out, I was like, oh, no. I'm not a big fan of the spinner belt. And the U.S. spinner belt, it didn't really work. There's a lot of people's titles that are favorite, from the light heavyweight belts to the heavyweight belts to the cruiserweights to the Intercontinental Championship to the European title. There's so many different titles. They've always had a different look. For those kind of titles, I get it. But for your two top champions, the two guys that are on the top of both brands, I want to know that guy is the top champion. I want to see something that basically shows blue, that I know I can tune into SmackDown to see that guy. And I want a red title that I know that guy runs Raw. Monday Night Raw. So I would love to know your guys' opinions, thoughts on this. Give me your comments, thoughts, reactions, whatever you guys have going on in your mind. Maybe you think I'm a dipshit. Maybe you agree with me. I think that if we're putting so much emphasis on the title, it's probably because we're not enjoying what's going on TV. And if you're not enjoying what's going on TV, hey man, maybe you watch something else. Maybe you do something else. Maybe don't get so down. Don't get so worked up. Don't get so... I've seen some people get so obsessed to the point that this new title is bad that they're just not happy. And if a belt, what a company does that you enjoy, if the belt makes you not like the product, maybe you do something else. Maybe you don't put yourself through that. That's just my thoughts. Until next time, it's your boy Tubby, you guys. Hey, I dropped my first mini documentary. I hope you guys go check it out. The documentary itself isn't anything special, man. It was shot and edited in one day. There's a lot more work that could have been done, but I was on a deadline. It was just a life goal of mine. It took 10 years of me saying I could film something. And you're going to start seeing a lot more of this on the channel. A lot more actual, boom, let's go, let's get it stuff. Because I got goals, you got goals, and we're going to accomplish them together. Until next time, it's your boy Tubby, and we will see you all later.